Good morning, Coach Scotty here with your daily mindset video. Now, today I want to talk about a very powerful concept. Yes means no. The average person these days faces a pretty daunting schedule. I mean, we've created this modern world of so many things to do every single day that you finish the day exhausted and you look back, what did I even do today? I mean, you get up in the morning, you got to get yourself ready, or maybe your whole family ready. You got to get breakfast, you got to clean up after it, get everybody prepared for the day, including yourself. And then you go off to work either out of the home or in the home. And there's projects to do and another meal to prepare for later or plan for or go shopping for, and there's yard work that still needs to be done, and there's emails to read and delete and reply, and there's social media posts that somebody's tagged you. Do I need to look at that? Well, what is that? I got to reply. Oh, I better send one too. Oh, it's such and so's birthday. I better send them a message. Or you're making email like social media posts like myself. That's my world. I market to social media, and I engage people and I comment on the groups, and and then, gosh, I have so many emails. I have like 6,000 emails. I'm not even kidding. And so at some point I need to sit down and delete a bunch of those. And speaking of delete, what about photos? Oh man, now that photos are on my phone and they're backed up to the cloud, it's like I take 1 million photos, but some of them are just stupid or they're crap, or I screenshotted something funny and then I shared it, but then I got to go back and delete it. And there's the garage is a mess, and the car needs to be cleaned, and the truck needs to be cleaned, and there's laundry, and some of the stuff needs to be mended. Like, who mends things anymore? That takes forever. And then a good friend calls and says, hey, I really need your help. Can you come and give me a hand with something that's really important? We're doing this and I really could use your help. And it's going to take like 2 weekend days, most of the day. Well, if you say yes to that friend, you now have to say no to everything else you planned. Just like that list of all those daily things I said. If you say yes to sorting photos, you have to say no to whatever else you were going to do in that time frame, because we only have 1,440 seconds or minutes a day, 1440 minutes a day. That's it. That's all we've got. That's our budget every day. And we have to be careful, because when we say yes, we're really saying no. And is it tipped the right way? And this occurs a lot when I coach people like yourself on nutrition and fitness. You come to me and you say, Coach Scotty, I want to drop some fat and I want to be healthier and I want to have more energy. I want to sleep better and I want a better life. Great. Okay. Here's the plan. Here's the schedule. Here's what we need to do. And when you say yes to that, you now have to say no to a lot of things. You have to say no to beer and wing night, to pizza night. You have to say no to ice cream and cake and chips and cookies and junky food and fast food, because you are spending your time, your precious time, on creating good food. Now, it's worth it, but we need to be aware that yes means no. And I know that we all get this on some level. It's intuitive. I mean, this isn't earth-shattering or something. We know that this is true, but how many times do you actually, when you say yes to something, pause and make a conscious decision to consider all of the things you're now going to have to say no to? And I think people don't. And it could be just saying yes to mindlessly surfing social media on your phone, and 10 minutes turns into 30, and you just said no to all the things you were supposed to be doing. And that has a consequence. All we have to do is be more intentional, more mindful. Just pause to notice when you decide to do something, or when you're in the midst of doing something. And I do this all the time. I'm scrolling Facebook. I'm like, hey, whoa, stop. Look at, I have lists everywhere. I have a list of things I'm actually supposed to be doing. Get back to the list, right? I have to flip, because it's so easy to engage in this never-ending scrolling bunch of nonsense that's not really helping anything. By saying yes to this activity, what am I actually saying no to? And it could be as simple as putting a sticky note on your computer that says, what am I saying no to this week? What am I saying no to right now? Right? That's all it is. And you might think, well, geez, Coach Scotty, like we can't live an all production life where you're just always 1,000 miles an hour. And that's true. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I have a habit of working too much. But there's a corollary to this. Well, what if I blocked out time for myself? What if you put a day in your calendar that you're not allowed to book any appointments or commitments or phone calls or anything? It just has to be open. And here's a real trick. If you can pull it off, make it like a weekday. And it doesn't have to be the whole day. Maybe it's the evening. Maybe it's the morning. Whatever you can manage. It's really, really cool. And don't worry, you'll fill it up. there's no danger with that. But what if you just had a day that wasn't scripted and structured and blocked all up with stuff to do time to time to time? What if you slept in? What if you booked a morning where you could just, if you wanted to, you could just sleep in, or you could just make yourself a nice hot drink or these days a cold drink and just sit for a bit and just do nothing, like just contemplate the world. That is really powerful. And removing deadlines and the constant need to be doing something next, there's a huge gift in that. And if you're like me and you really like helping people, because I love to help people. I love to coach people. I like to make a difference in people's lives. Saying yes all the time is a problem. It's a problem for me because if I say yes to too many things, I've set myself up to fail because I can't possibly get them all done. There are not enough hours in the day. And now I'm letting people down, including myself. Or I'm doing what I tend to do is working till midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning every day. And then I get up at 7 to get my son off for school and everything when it's time for school. And now I have no sleep. And I do that for enough days on end that I am less effective. So, and it's funny because I used to think it was because I ran a gym. I ran a big gym with 27 staff and 800 members. And it was because of the gym that this was happening. And if I didn't have the gym, it wouldn't happen anymore. Well, you know what? I shut the gym down over a year ago and it's still happening because the gym was not the problem. I'm the problem. I need to learn that I can't say yes to everything. It's insanity. So it's that awareness. When I say yes, I have to say no to something else. Is it worth it? That's the question. Happy training.